Most riders think that they know who runs the motorcycle world. You got Honda, Yamaha, and maybe some European legends. But these 10 brands are quietly reshaping everything you thought you knew about two wheels. And number one, it's selling almost 55,000 motorcycles every single day. Let me blow your mind with some numbers first. 2024 wasn't just a good year for motorcycles. It was historic. 62.1 million motorcycles sold worldwide. That's more motorcycles sold globally in a single year than cars sold in the entire United States. Just think about that for a second. While everyone's talking about Tesla and electric cars, the motorcycle industry just had its biggest year ever. And 2025? Q1's already shattered every record in the books. We're talking about the highest first quarter sales in motorcycle history. While car sales are flatlining, motorcycle sales, well, they're exploding. Especially in regions where they're not just weekend toys, they're lifelines. Daily transportation. The difference between having a job and being stuck at home. In countries like India, Indonesia, and Vietnam, a motorcycle isn't a hobby, it's survival. And that's exactly why these numbers are so massive. Coming up next, we've got the brand that's been king for half a century and showing zero signs of slowing down. But first, let's start with the surprises. The brands that you've probably never even heard of that are quietly dominating global sales. Number 10. Haojue. 262,821 sales. Ever heard of Haojue? Probably not. And that's exactly the point. This Chinese manufacturer is Suzuki's secret weapon in Asia. They build many Suzuki-designed bikes under license, giving riders access to familiar engineering, but with Chinese pricing. 262,821 sales in Q1 alone. Now that's down 4% from last year, but still enough to crack the global top 10. Now here's what's wild. Haojue motorcycles can cost significantly less than comparable Suzukis in Europe or America. The engineering foundation is there, but the price point is far more accessible. They're building the Suzuki GSX R150, the Gixxer, the address scooter. All the bikes you know and love, just with different badges and different markets in mind. They're not chasing Instagram likes or track day glory, just building solid, dependable bikes for riders who need to get to work every morning. No marketing budget, no celebrity endorsements, and no fancy showrooms. Just factories cranking out motorcycles that start every time and don't break the bank. And that 4% drop? Well, that's not weakness. That's market maturity. When you're selling 250,000 bikes in 3 months, small fluctuations are normal. But if you think Chinese manufacturing is all about copying, wait until you see what Mexico's homegrown giant is doing. Number 9. Italika. 254,113 sales. Now, if you've never heard of Italika, that's because almost all of its bikes stay in Mexico. But they sell so many there that they beat out global players like KTM and Kawasaki. 254,113 sales, up 2.9%. Not massive growth, but rock-solid consistency. Italika figured out something brilliant. Instead of trying to compete globally, they dominated locally. They build exactly what Mexican riders need. Affordable, reliable, easy to service. We're talking about bikes that cost under $2,000 brand new. Scooters, small displacement motorcycles, basic transportation that just works. No fancy electronics, no carbon fiber, no ride modes or traction control. Just motorcycles that start every morning and don't break the bank. Their service network spans the entire country. Parts are cheap and available everywhere. Any mechanic can work on them. While European brands chase premium pricing and Japanese brands focus on technology, Italika proves there's massive money in being the people's choice. They're not trying to be the best motorcycle company in the world. They're trying to be the best motorcycle company for Mexico. And it's working. Speaking of people's choice, the next brand took that philosophy global. Number 8. Royal Enfield, 273,002 sales. Here's the fastest growing brand in the top 10, Royal Enfield, with 273,002 sales, up a staggering 22.8%. This isn't just growth, it's a revolution. Royal Enfield may sell a fraction of Honda's volume, but they're growing faster than anyone in the top 10, proving that retro-styled, affordable motorcycles still have massive global appeal. They're not selling transportation, they're selling lifestyle. That classic British styling, that distinctive thump, that heritage story. Riders worldwide are eating it up. The Himalayan adventure bike, the classic 350 cruiser, the Interceptor 650 parallel twin. These aren't cutting-edge machines. They're deliberately old school. Air-cooled engines, simple electronics, classic styling. And riders love them for it. In a world of overcomplicated sport bikes and tech-heavy adventure machines, Royal Enfield offers something different. Simplicity, character, soul. From India to Europe to South America, riders are choosing Royal Enfield because they want a motorcycle that feels like a motorcycle, not a computer with wheels. But growth is one thing, consistency is another, and the next brand has been delivering both for decades. Number 7. Suzuki, 507,510 sales. Suzuki, 507,510 sales, up 2.7%. Steady, reliable, exactly what you'd expect from Suzuki. Now, they're not the flashiest brand, but they build bikes that last. The V-Strom Adventure Series, the GSX Sport Bikes, the Boulevard Cruisers, all solid, dependable machines. Suzuki doesn't chase trends. They perfect formulas. The V-Strom 650 has looked basically the same for 15 years. Because it works. Riders buy them, ride them for 100,000 miles, then they buy another one. The GSX-R series defines what a sport bike should be. Sharp, fast, and reliable. The Boulevard Cruisers offer Harley styling without Harley prices or Harley problems. That 2.7% growth might seem modest, but in a volatile market, consistency is king. While other brands swing between boom and bust, Suzuki just keeps building bikes that work. No drama, no surprises. Just motorcycles that do exactly what they're supposed to do. Coming up next, something even more impressive. A brand that's rewriting the rules of global expansion. Number 6. Bajaj Auto, 729,258 sales. Bajaj Auto, 729,258 sales, down just 1.9%. But here's what those numbers don't tell you. Bajaj is going global in a big way. Indonesia up 367%, Brazil up 249%, Poland up 200%. Now, this Indian manufacturer isn't content dominating their home market. They're taking their affordable, reliable bikes worldwide. The Pulsar series has become a global phenomenon. Sport bike styling, reliable engines, prices that make sense. The Dominar 400 adventure bike, the Adventure Cruise series. Bajaj builds motorcycles that punch way above their price point. They figured out something brilliant. You don't need European pricing to deliver European quality. A Bajaj Pulsar offers styling and performance that can rival Japanese machines, but at a significantly lower cost. And they're not cutting corners either. They're cutting costs through efficiency, not cheapness. And riders worldwide are noticing. But if Bajaj is impressive, wait until you see what's happening with electric motorcycles. Number 5. Yadea, 781,543 sales. Yadea, 781,543 sales, down 5.7%. The EV specialist is facing challenges, and it tells a bigger story. While traditional motorcycles are exploding, electric two-wheelers are still finding their footing. Yadea dominates the Chinese electric scooter market. They build everything from basic commuter scooters to high-performance electric motorcycles. But even they're feeling the pressure. Range anxiety, charging infrastructure, and price premiums mean the EV revolution is taking longer than many expected. In China, their home market, sales are down. Riders are sticking with gas-powered bikes because they're cheaper, more convenient, and have unlimited range. But here's the twist. Their foreign operations are growing 54%. The world wants electric motorcycles. They're just not ready to pay premium prices for them yet. Yadea is quietly building the infrastructure, the technology, and the supply chains. When the electric motorcycle revolution finally happens, they'll be ready. Meanwhile, one Indian brand just pulled off the upset of the decade. Number 4. TVS Motor, 962,262 sales. TVS Motor, with 962,262 sales, up 9.4%. They just overtook Yadea to claim 4th place globally. Now, this is huge. TVS isn't just growing, they're expanding strategically. Vietnam, Argentina, Peru. They're planting flags in fast-growing markets. The Apache RR310, a legitimate sport bike with modern features that rivals bikes like the Yamaha R3 or the Kawasaki Ninja 300, but at a much more affordable price point. The N-Torque scooters, stylish, fast, loaded with features. The Jupiter commuter bikes, reliable, efficient, and affordable. TVS builds machines with attitude. They're proving Indian manufacturers can compete on performance, not just price. The Apache RR310 has proper sport bike suspension, Michelin tires, ABS, yet it comes in at a price point far lower than Japanese rivals. TVS cracked the code. Premium features, budget pricing. But as impressive as TVS is, the next brand has been doing this dance for decades. Number 3. Yamaha, 1.15 million sales. Yamaha, 1.15 million sales, down 2%. But don't let that slight dip fool you. Yamaha's reach is incredible. Nicaragua, up 87.6%. Moldova, up 83.3%. Albania, up 81.8%. These aren't major markets, but they show Yamaha's global footprint. From scooters in Southeast Asia to sport bikes in Europe to adventure machines in South America. The MT Series naked bikes, the R Series sport bikes, the Tenere adventure machines. Yamaha builds bikes for every rider, everywhere. That versatility is their superpower. Need a commuter scooter? Yamaha's got you covered. Want a track-ready sport bike? The R1 and R6 are legends. Planning an adventure ride? The Tenere 700 is bulletproof. Looking for a naked street fighter? The MT-09 is pure adrenaline. Yamaha doesn't just build motorcycles, they build solutions. Whatever kind of riding you want to do, wherever you want to do it, Yamaha has a bike for you. Coming up next, the Indian giant that's conquering Latin America. Number 2. Hero MotoCorp, 1.36 million sales. Hero MotoCorp, 1.36 million sales, down 2.1%. But here's the real story. Hero is executing a master plan. Argentina up 131.4%. Colombia up 112%. Peru up 68.4%. Hero wants to become the Honda of South America, and they're making it happen. Affordable, reliable, fuel-efficient machines built for daily use. No frills, no drama, just transportation that works. The Splendor commuter bike, the Passion series, the Extreme sport bikes. These aren't exciting machines, they're essential machines. Hero proved you can build a massive business selling basic bikes to people who need them. Now, they're not chasing performance riders or weekend warriors. They're serving the billions of people who need two wheels to get to work, to school, to the market. And that market is enormous. Hero's Latin American expansion isn't about prestige, it's about necessity. These countries need affordable transportation, and Hero delivers it. But even Hero's impressive numbers pale compared to the undisputed king. Number 1. Honda, 4.9 million sales. Honda, 4.9 million sales, up 5.2%. Let that sink in. That's almost 55,000 motorcycles sold every single day, worldwide. Honda has been the global motorcycle leader for half a century, and they're not slowing down. Mongolia, up 7,500%. Okay, that's because they just started operations there. But Bosnia, up 312%. Chile, up 165%. That's Honda's reliability reputation paying off globally. From the Super Cup that changed transportation forever, to the Africa Twin that's dominating adventure riding, Honda builds bikes that just work. The Super Cup alone has lifetime sales of over 100 million units, the best-selling motor vehicle in history. The CBR sport bikes, the CRF dirt bikes, the Goldwing Tourers. Honda doesn't just dominate one segment, they dominate every segment. They're not the flashiest, and they're not the cheapest. But when you absolutely, positively need your bike to start every morning, you buy Honda. That's 4.9 million people who made that choice in just 3 months. Now here's what that all means for you as a rider. More competition means more affordable bikes. Indian and Chinese companies are raising quality standards while keeping prices reasonable. The traditional Japanese and European dominance, it's over. If you still think motorcycles are all about Japanese or European brands, think again. India now owns the global market. 4 of the top 10 brands are Indian, and that's not an accident, that's a revolution. These companies learned to build reliable, affordable motorcycles for their massive domestic markets. Now they're taking that formula global. Meanwhile, EVs are still trying to find their place. Yadea's struggles show that electric motorcycles have potential, but the market isn't ready for mass adoption yet. So here's the real question. Will Honda's dominance last forever, or are Indian brands about to take that crown? Hero's already number 2. TVS is climbing fast. Royal Enfield is growing faster than anyone. The motorcycle world is changing. Fast. That glowing red thing on your screen? Yeah, that's the subscribe button. Hit it if you want to stay ahead of the curve as the motorcycle industry reshapes itself. Still got fuel in the tank? Click the next video right here.